Great day in the world of the Vegan Visibility Summit producers. How are you, V-Lyn?
I am excellent, Kathleen. How are you?
If I get any better, I'm going to scare myself. I already scare myself all the time because I'm so excited about what's going on. I have to tell you, today we did how many interviews? Like 4 or 5 interviews, and we've got some amazing rock stars that are a part of the summit. We're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, I just want people to know, according to my name tag here, I am Kathleen Gage of Vegan Visibility. And actually, that is my company name. I also have a business with V-Lyn, Vegan Visibility Productions, and that is the company that is producing the summit. So, V-Lyn, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you, Kathleen. I'm Phelan Hawkins, and I am the co founder of Vegan Visibility Productions. I am the CEO of the P3 Academy, Visibility and Impact Digital Marketing for Healthpreneurs. And I'm just so excited that this opportunity to bring this summit to the world has come for us. We've got some amazing guests in here. I'm like one of my specialties, my big specialties is crowdfunding for business. And I love the subject matter. It fits so well with what's available to help vegan businesses to get more visibility, make a bigger impact, and bring in more revenue in their business. And the summit, the Vegan Visibility Summit, is in its second year. You did the first year last year, which was amazing, and I am just so excited to be a part of it for the second year and beyond.
Well, thank you. And I have to tell you that last year I was somewhat of an unknown in the vegan market, and I decided to do what I teach my clients to do in gaining visibility. I held a summit, and immediately I elevated my position in the marketplace because one, I delivered as promised, and I surrounded myself with the powers that be, the movers and shakers that are all marketing experts, business experts. And so it wasn't a conference about how to become vegan or how to eat plant-based. It was how to grow a plant-based vegan business. And we've redefined it this year to where we're actually planning several other summits that are going to be very, very niched within the niche of the vegan market. And I want to share a quick story about crowdfunding. Anything that you do can get you results that you didn't anticipate. And a few years ago, I believe I shared this story with you about Delaney, a rescue dog that we had who had been a puppy mill breeder dog for about 10 years when she found her way to our property. We didn't even know what kind of dog she was. She was so tattered. Her hair was overgrown. She had tumors on her belly. She had rotted out teeth. The poor thing was a mess. And we really thought we were going to have to put her down. And, that was the most loving thing to do. Well, as it turned out, all things considered, her health and her blood work was pretty good. And the vet said, if you get the surgery to remove the tumors, do the dental work, and on, she probably can have a good quality of life. Well, we were talking several $1,000s. And so what I did is I actually did a crowdfunding where I created a digital product because I'm a digital marketer. So I created a digital product. That was the gift for the crowdfunding. I made more than enough to pay for all her surgeries, made a donation to a nonprofit for animal rescue, and got my product out to market. Well, what is most interesting, that's a nice success story. I got contacted by somebody in the pet industry, and they said, "Would you come and speak at our conference?" And it was Yvonne DeVita with BlogPause, and they get about 600 people at their conference when they were doing the conferences pre-pandemic. And I said, "Well, I'm not in the pet space." She goes, "But you know how to make money online. That's what we want you to teach." And I'm like, "Okay." Went and did the conference. That one conference opened up a whole new industry for me, the pet industry. And so my encouragement to people is to look at the long view. And actually, we interviewed Heather Zeitzwolf, earlier today, and her podcast episode will be dropping pretty soon. And she was talking about having a vision, that she's going to teach the acronym vegan, and the first letter V is for vision. And you have to have a vision for your business. So, V-Lyn, as you think about the people in the vegan space who want to grow their business, they want to be visible, where do you see they could probably use the most help, if you will. And let's talk about some unique businesses that are in the vegan space that use marketing and visibility to grow their presence.
Well, that's such a great question. And my response to that would be specialty businesses. There's a huge market in the vegan and other industries for those specialty businesses. And by that, I mean those who teach things that are outside of the box. Like crowdfunding is an outside of the box type of thing to not just teach because but to be a part of. There are so many aspects to crowdfunding for business. You can do it for a business cause. You can do it for a nonprofit cause. You can have a for-profit and a nonprofit business merging to do something that creates bigger visibility for both the nonprofit and the for-profit business. So to answer your question, specialty businesses are thriving in this space. And if you're a food service business, if you're a hospitality business, if you're a training organization that has a very narrow niche, we really do consider you as a specialty business and help you to identify that unique selling proposition, that unique service proposition, so that you then have the ability to help yourself to look different than everyone else, to stand up above the crowd, to be heard and seen at a different frequency than the rest of the crowd. And that's really important for what it is that we do and what it is that we want every entrepreneur that's coming to the summit to succeed at.
I love it. And when we look at the experts that we have handpicked and invited in, this is a by invitation to be a part of the summit because we want people that are well established. We want people, and well established doesn't mean you've been in business for a long time, but it means that you do have a good foundation. You understand the value of marketing. You understand the value of collaborative partnerships. You understand the value of visibility. And every single expert that we have brought into this opportunity of collaborating and raising each other's visibility, because we benefit as much as anybody else does. They all have unique USPs, if you will, unique selling propositions. We've got Matali, who is the vegan publisher. And that's taking a big risk when you say, okay, I am the vegan publisher. Best choice she could have made, because now everybody knows who the vegan publisher is. You talk about publishing in the vegan industry, and Matali's name 99.9% of the time will come up, and she is the one that is the go-to person. We've got Katrina Fox, who understands publicity inside out. She was a journalist at one point. She's written several books. That's how I found her a few years ago when I became vegan, and I wanted to learn how to market a vegan business. I thought, is there a distinction between marketing more of a generic type business or a vegan business? So I found her book on Amazon, bought the book. I ended up joining her membership program. I paid to join her membership program. And that's another thing that we talk about in the summit is you have to be willing to support one another. There is a certain mindset with some people where they think that they should get services for free because we're all doing this for passion and our heart. Yes, we are. And I get very passionate about paying my bills. And I also get very passionate about paying my team members. And I also get very passionate about investing in my own growth. And that's something that actually Trevor is going to talk about, the mindset around money. And he's also going to talk about the sales conversation, because he said one thing he notices is that a lot of vegans get very stuck on asking for the sale. And imagine how different life could be if you knew that your service was rock solid. You knew you were going to make a difference in your customers and your clients' lives, and you had no issue around asking for the investment. This is where a lot of people choke, and it's so interesting when you watch people they're having a conversation with somebody and they know they're going to be asking for the money, and all of a sudden a different personality comes out and they kind of shut down. And you don't need to do that, because you just need to know that your product, your service can make a difference in your life, in the lives of your customers and clients, and most of all, the lives of the animals, the lives of the environment, the life of the environment, Mother Nature. And we see more and more evidence every day how critical what we are doing is, that we definitely have to act fast. There's no time for us to drag our feet. That's one thing about V. Lynn and I. It's like we're both fast action takers. We get an idea and it's like, okay, let's map this out. Let's look at where it's going to go in a year from now. Let's reverse engineer it. We're very strategic about what we do, as are all of the experts that are on the summit. We've got Heather Landix, who actually specializes in teaching food service businesses, whether it be a restaurant or a nutritionist, about allergies and about making sure that when you say your food is vegan, it is actually vegan. She has a great example that she shares on many interviews that I've heard her on, where there was a woman who was deathly allergic to lactose. And she ordered something and she said it has to be dairy free. It cannot have any milk products in it at all. Well, lo and behold, there was a slight trace of lactose and it actually killed her. That's how critical what our experts are doing. It can be a matter of life and death, and it is a matter of life and death for the animals. I mean, that's why I'm so passionate at what I do. And for years I was rescuing animals and I didn't realize there was a major disconnect when I was a carnivore. And here I'm rescuing animals on the one hand and I'm consuming them on the other. And one day when it hit me what I was doing, it was like it really hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was just like, how could I have been so blind? And it's not being blind, it's that we just don't know what we don't know. It's the same when you run a business. You don't know what you don't know. And so it's really a matter of getting out there, learning what you need to learn. And that's why we've made the summit available to everybody. All you need to do to enjoy the summit absolutely free on November 16th, 17th, and 18th. There's no cost whatsoever other than your time and your name and your email address to opt in. You go to veganvisibility.com/summit 2022. That's veganvisibility.com/summit 2022. All you need to do is register and you will be invited to every single session. Now, we do have an upgrade where you can become a VIP member. That allows you to have access to the replays for up to a year. You'll also get some bonuses from all of the experts. I actually calculated how much it is. It's over $1,800. These are real value bonuses. The bonus that I'm giving is something that I actually sell, and it's a directory for vegan podcast shows, vegan plant-based nutrition podcast shows. And you get that absolutely free. And Dave, thank you so much. Great information. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dave. And so I encourage you, go ahead and sign up and then look at your business practices. If you're growing a vegan business, are you doing all that you need to do in order to gain visibility? Are you doing what you need to do in order to get in front of your ideal client? So what the summit is really about is that you will be able to actually learn business practices that will help you to grow your business. We have Katrina Fox, who is speaking on publicity, how to write a media release, and her bonus is actually a step by step. Here's how you write a media release. And it's interesting because Jana Short, who has a distribution list of close to 1 million people with her magazine, she's also one of our experts. And all of our experts are vegan. I do want people to know that. It's by vegans for vegans. And she actually talks about the importance of knowing the publications that you are submitting to. That's one of her big pet peeves, if you will, about when people send her blanket information. They just throw a bunch of stuff up on the wall and they hope it'll stick. And she said, what you want to do, rather than go to 100 different publications, narrow it down to 3, 4, 5, maybe 10, and really understand those publications. And during her session, she's going to dig deep into why that's important and how to do it, how to research the publications. Another thing you want to look at is let me talk about the experts. We have Heather Z, who's talking about how money is sexy, and she has the vegan acronym, and we know what the V is. It's vision. What's the other? EGAN. We're going to find out. And then we have Jamie Logan, who is a YouTube sensation. She's an activist in New York, and she is going to talk about how to make videos go viral. One video she worked on, they got over 2 million, not 2, not 200, not 2,000, 2 million views on one video. She's going to talk about how you can have your own videos go viral. So with that, Vlyn, what would you like to share with everybody?
Well, I like to share that if we're putting people in this specialty category, everyone that we have as a part of the summit is part of this specialty category. With Mitali, the vegan publisher, Wanda Huberman, the executive director of the National Health Association, and she's going to be talking about running an organization and what it takes to have a conference. Her organization has been in existence for 75, well, they're going on their 75th year. And so she's bringing all of that into play. And it's just amazing the people that once we asked, they stepped up. And not only did they step up and brought their A game to give you, the audience, every benefit of the expertise that they're going to share. And what's really nice is when you upgrade to the VIP level, you get to spend time with them. You get to share in an added bonus that they're giving away. And some of those bonuses actually involve time with them one-on-one so that you can actually have them to help take a deep dive into your business and how what it is that they do might serve you to bring more business to you. So I'm really excited about it, and we're getting close.
You're pretty exciting. You're excited and you're exciting. Okay. I love that. Well, you mentioned about them, a few of them giving their time. Will Saunders, he's actually offering with the bonus, but you have to upgrade to the VIP. It's $47. And obviously there is an expense involved with us putting on the summit. So we're offsetting our own expenses and we're able to continue the work that we do. And what his bonus involves is a one-on-one laser session with him. And that's not with a group of people, that's one-on-one. So when you upgrade, you'll have access to that once the summit happens. And Vlyn, the two of us, we have some great ideas for what we're going to give as added value for VIPs. We're going to have private live trainings where it'll be either in StreamYard or Zoom. And we actually will do breakout sessions where we're actually going to share our wealth of experience, because I've got 28 years in my current business. You've got well over a decade in your current business. You've been involved in crowdfunding for quite a few years. So these are all things that you'll have access to. And the reason that we're doing this is we truly believe in the growth of the vegan market. We want to see vegan businesses grow, and we want to see you succeed, because truth be told, the majority of businesses will fail within the first 2 to 5 years because they don't plan accordingly. They think that, on a hope and a dream, their business is going to grow. It doesn't work with a hope and a dream. You have to have hopes and dreams, and you have to have a foundation in place. And that's what we're going to do. So do you want to share a little more about what some of our ideas for the future are, Vlyn?
Oh my gosh, we are going to have more summits. We also have a book anthology that we're working on. We're going to really invite everyone to join in on some of these opportunities that we're doing. We're a production company. We're a digital marketing, visibility, and impact company. And what we want to do is really help vegans. My specialty has been with healthpreneurs. I am a healthpreneur. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. And my early years, I had a dual career as a fitness professional. And so for me, it was, attracting all of the clients who were in the health and wellness space. And so figuring that out really helped to elevate my business and now niching into the vegan market. I'm working with the Triangle Veg Fest organization and a huge part of the Georgia Veg Fest. And we intend to have Helene, who is one of the co-producers of the Veg Fest festivals, to be one of our future summit presenters. So we've got several segments that we're looking at. One's going to be specifically on social media. One's going to be specifically on book authorship. One's going to be specifically on event production. So we want to do things, and this is just the beginning, but we want to do things that can really help the vegan market. One of the things that I've become clear about is that the vegan message is changing. The vegan message that involves compassion for self, for others, for animals, for the environment is in a greater, deeper conversation these days and moving into the next decade. And we've talked about this whole 5.0 moving into the next decade. We're going to see more of the conversation being elevated and more change coming about. And the question becomes, where do you want to be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do want to answer this question. Will a replay be available if one cannot attend live? Yes, that we're going to make the replays available for a short period of time for the free level. The VIP level, you have access for a year. So that's one of the reasons that we are inviting you to upgrade to the VIP level. Not only will you get the replays for up to a year, you're going to get bonuses valued at, and these are real bonuses. These aren't airy fairy, fluffy, give them air kind of bonuses. These are honest to goodness bonuses that will help you to build your business. And there's like $1,800 worth at this point. And some of the experts are saying, hey, let me give one more because I really want people to have value. And then you're going to have time with V. Lynn and I. And with some of the bonuses, some of the experts are giving you their one-on-one time. And so we want people who are really serious about building your business, that you want to have fun at building your business, because as you can see, we have fun at what we do. And we're on target to have an incredible 2023. And we've been laying the foundation. We've been applying the very things that we teach. And that's one thing, the old adage of the plumber with the broken toilet doesn't fit anymore. If you are saying that this is what I teach my clients, this is the service I offer, you have to walk the talk. It's about being in alignment. If any industry and market is really about alignment, it is the vegan industry, because it's all about, you say that you have compassion for the animals. You say that you want the earth to heal. You say that you want to be healthy. Are you living in a way with your business, with your personal life, with your community? Are you living in a way that you're aligned with that? And that's really, we're big about that. And it's a phenomenal community. I mean, the more I immerse myself into it, the more excited I get. We have so many fun projects on the books right now. And what's really exciting is, by you learning the strategies that we're going to share with you, not just us, but the other experts, you will quickly jumpstart your business. I mean, I look at, Mitali a year ago was not called the vegan publisher. She's been publishing for quite a few years. She put her stake in the ground. She was encouraged by a lot of people to do that. And whenever you make that kind of a decision, there's always that thought of, well, what if it doesn't work? Well, the only way to find out is to surround yourself with people who are doing it, learn from them, learn from each other. And I remember when I decided to rebrand as Vegan Visibility, I actually was cautioned by non-vegans that it was a huge mistake. My gut was telling me it was the right thing to do. The first year, it was, there were some starts and stops, and I had to really think about, well, one stop was I broke my wrist. It was like, wow, talk about really stopping in your tracks. But I had to really evaluate, am I 100% committed to this lifestyle? Am I willing to go the distance? Am I willing to put my stake in the ground and say, I am the founder of Vegan Visibility. I am the co-producer of the Vegan Visibility Summit with V. Lynn Hawkins. Am I willing to go that distance? Yes, I am. Are you willing to go that distance in your business?
Mm-hmm. Well said. Well said. Because I feel the same way. I ended up understanding that I was plant-based, but I wasn't fully committed. And I knew that something was a little off, but I really didn't understand what or why until I started thinking about, well, geez, I've got a little pet. I've got my little best friend here, Hero. And, he's an animal. Would I eat him? And it's like, what am I doing? And the more ethical vegans that I was meeting that had stories that I could relate to, the better I felt about making this decision. So I consider myself right now a baby vegan, but I am here. I put my stake in the ground. And if you haven't done that yet, it's a journey. I'll give you that. It's a journey. Be on it. Be more aware. Be conscious. We talk about we're in a community of conscious vegans.
Mhm, mhm.
And, there's vegan activists, there's vegan supporters who are vegan. And we are at the forefront of a movement to help vegan businesses to get more visibility, to get more people hearing their messages and more people buying their services or engaging with them in a way that allows the revenue to come in while they're making a bigger impact in the world. And that's what it's all about. And when I thought about what it was that I was doing with grant writing and crowdfunding, and even with the work that I was doing, it was all about helping others to get that visibility so that they could make the revenue and make a bigger difference in the world. And I think that with our partnering, no, I know that with our partnering and the Vegan Visibility Productions company and what we've got planned, you're gonna want to be in the room with us.
Absolutely. And as you were sharing it, it occurred to me that I come from the digital marketing world, like in the late 90s, where it was a lot of flash and the big cars, the big houses, the big this and that. And it was, push a button and make millions. And a lot of people bought into that. And there were people, myself included, you'd push a button and you'd make $50,000, but they never talked about what went on the back end. And one of my commitments is to bring all that knowledge to the vegan world so that people can build very successful 6-figure and multiple 6-figure and possibly 7-figure businesses while
Sustainable.
sustainable businesses, and to realize that this is not a flash in the pan kind of situation. This is real business where, 28 years I've had my business. I've gone through the downturn after 9/11. I went through the downturn on 2008. I went through the downturn because of the pandemic and the shutdowns. And I have to tell you, those are real life situations that you either throw in the towel or you say, okay, I'm going to figure this thing out. And you find the mentors who can help you to figure it out. And having mentors is very important, and having
Mhm.
real business practices. And that's what this summit is all about. These are all real entrepreneurs. These are not, people that read a book and said, oh, now I'm going to teach this. These are people, Will Saunders, who is teaching branding. He's been doing branding for a lot of years. Matali has been a publisher for a lot of years. Jonna Short, she has a phenomenally successful magazine. She's had the business that she's running since actually she started the business in her 50s, which is really interesting. She's now in her 60s. You'd never guess it looking at her. And that's another thing about being vegan. We are reversing the aging process when we eat
Yes, we
healthy
are.
as vegans. We have Wanda Huberman, who is the executive director of National Health Association. She's talking
Stephanie
about,
Ray. Oh,
oh,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. She's going to be talking about what a producer of an event has to look for, how to avoid the pitfalls, and how to be successful at events. And not only does she do an annual event where they sell out with the in-person level, they also have the digital. She also does events on cruise ships that are exclusive to plant-based eaters. And, and we're talking vegan plant-based eaters. So it's really exciting. So you were going to say, VLyn?
I was going to say, we're in this conversation about specialty businesses, and we've got Stephanie Red Cross West, who's going to be talking about live streaming and how you can optimize live streaming to grow your business. And, there's a lot of mindset in there. So Trevor Banerjee is going to be with us talking about mindset and sales. And, it often amazes me because I think I've grown through that space too, where, you really have this thinking about selling. And, I want to hold back because I don't want to be in that sales conversation. Well, how do you make the revenue if you don't ask for the sale? And there's a way to do that that really keeps you in alignment with who you are, who you want to be. But it's also a mindset shift. We're in this paradigm that we're thinking that it's a bad thing to ask for the sale. It's not a bad thing. It's really about how you do that. And to know the ways to do that and stay in alignment with your own core values, um, and maybe even make that shift, because if your core values say that they want to keep you small and keep you broke or keep you close to the line, it's time to open that up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The world is a prosperous world. And when we think prosperity, we bring in prosperity. And that's a higher energetic level
Right.
that we want to be in. That's the energy that's going to help heal the world. That's the energy that's going to change things, where we're producing more food for underserved communities and third world countries, because there's studies that have shown that if we go vegan, we go more vegan, we actually can produce enough food to feed the world, that there should be no one starving or in poverty. Because if
Absolutely.
you can grow food in your backyard, and a lot of times that's the problem, people don't know how to do that.
Right.
So, for businesses, which is our niche, a lot of people don't know how to grow their businesses, and that's our mission, that's our vision, to help really elevate that conversation and help
Absolutely.
business owners to be in that space where they can do more of the passion that they have a heart for.
Well, and one other person I really want to shine the spotlight on is Sandra Nomoto, who just recently had her book published, Vegan Success Marketing Stories. I mean, this book is phenomenal. She's got 75 experts who all contributed their best practices to the book. And I had the good fortune of being one of the contributors. Katrina contributed, Matali contributed. I mean, she's got some amazing, amazing people. And she is talking about copywriting and using the right copy to make sure your message gets across. And it's not hype copy. This is real copy. This is about how do you get your message across in a way that it's effective. And, we mentioned Heather Landix, who is talking about the food industry and what you need to know in order to really be. I believe her book is called Exclusive, the New Inclusive, or
Yes.
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 And it's, it's really about I'm going to sidetrack, and here's that little squirrel I'm chasing. But when I go to restaurants, it's like I often talk to the owner, the manager, or the chef about having vegan options, and they create vegan options for me. And I said, have you ever thought of putting that on the menu and having just one item that's vegan? You would start, and the answer is usually, well, nobody asks for it. Well, the reason nobody asks for it is because they don't know you have it. I went to a Mexican restaurant recently that I used to love to go to when I was a carnivore. And the first time I went and asked for a vegan meal, the waiter, he goes, do you realize you're in a Mexican restaurant? And I said, do you realize that I'm a really good customer and I would love for you to work with me on this? And he did. They came back, they created the most amazing meal for me. And I said, you might want to put that on the menu, because vegan options are not really that difficult to create. And it's more than just salad. So Heather's going to be talking about that. She's going to really talk about how you can up your game as a somebody who offers food services of any type. And so I encourage people, go ahead and sign up. Again, it's absolutely free for the first 3 days, the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Sign up. You'll be able to access the videos for 24 hours after each day. And then from there, you will be invited to upgrade to the VIP level. You can do that right away, so you don't even need to think about it. You also get $1,800 worth of bonuses. You can pick and choose which ones you want. You don't have to use them all. Some people will use them all. Other people will use one or two. And you also can join in V-Lyn and I with the private trainings that we're going to be doing, because that's what we do and we love it. We're passionate about it. I hope my passion is coming across. And that's after a full day of doing interviews all day. The vegan lifestyle agrees with me.
It does. It does. And I love that. And I love the fact that we're doing this together, because one of the things that both of us recognized was, especially in this digital world, how do you leverage the relationships that you have? How do you make the most out of the connections that you have? And when you can create those collaborative events and opportunities, you've just doubled, tripled, quadrupled the results that you could potentially have. And that's what we've done with bringing you this summit. And we're looking forward to you being there with us. We're looking forward to your comments. And, I want to talk about the bonuses for just a minute.
Okay, please do.
You put an $1,800 value on them. And that's because, if you're thinking retail, it's like, this is 47, this is 97, and you add it all up and that's what it comes to. But I want to tell you, when you're talking with some of these experts and they're giving you an hour of their time, $97 doesn't kick it at all.
Right.
And then some of the information that you could get could elevate your business with thousands of dollars in return. What is that worth to you? What is that value proposition there? It's a lot more than the numbers that may add up to $1,800. So I want to say that to tell you that there's so much more that you can get in that VIP opportunity. And, for it to just add up in the numbers to be $1,800, I want you to know that it's triple, quadruple that with the
Absolutely.
value that you're going to get from these experts.
Absolutely. And, an expert can often see what we can't see. I remember many, many years ago, Tom Antion was my mentor, and I had put a landing page together and it wasn't converting. So I had a session with him and he said, make the heading a little bit larger, make it this color, change this. There were like 3 little changes. I did that and immediately it started converting. He saw what I couldn't see. And that's what experts can do for you. That's what this summit is all about. We're bringing you the experts, the best of the best in the vegan world, who are joining in, they're collaborating, they're giving of their time, they're giving the bonuses. And we encourage you, sign up, enjoy what we have to offer, and upgrade if you want to. And if you don't, that's okay too. We'll still be friends, because we love hanging out with vegans. And I just want to say, V-Lyn, thank you so much for all you're doing to make this summit successful, and with all the clients that we're working with, everything that you're doing to raise the vibration. And really, the best response we can get from a client is, this is better than I could have expected. And that's what you're going to say about this summit. This is better than I ever could have expected. With that, this is Kathleen Gage with Vegan Visibility Productions, and V-Lyn.
V-Lyn Hawkins with Vegan Visibility Productions.
All righty. Have a great evening, a great morning, a great middle of the night, a great day, wherever you may be in the world. We appreciate you. We thank you, and we wish you the very best.